Take on Blumhouse? Brother, look at the... What take? They pump out some of the worst movies because it's going to make them money no matter what. Because the budgets are so small. What do you mean? Look at this list of almost nothing but stinkers over the last couple of years, except for, I think it's Black Phone, Five Nights at Freddy's, and they had one more that wasn't absolute abominable dog shit, and I can't recall off the top of my head over the last 3 years. Oh, too far. So Imaginary, dog shit. Night Swim, super dog shit. Five Nights at Freddy's, fine. Exorcist Believer, dog shit. Totally Killer, probably 3 people saw that movie, so I'm imagining dog shit. Passenger, dog shit. Insidious Red Door, super dog shit. Unseen, I didn't see that one, so I don't know. There's Something Wrong with the Children, looks like dog shit. Sick, I think I saw that one. Probably dog shit. Also came out in January, so most likely dog shit. Megan, good. Nanny, dog shit. I don't think I saw Soft and Quiet. I didn't see that. Halloween Ends, super dog shit. The Visitor, super dog shit. I don't think I saw that one. Don't think I saw that one. Don't think I saw that one. This one was good. What the fuck are these? I don't remember. We're hitting like this era of movies that I've never even heard of, and I watch all of this garbage. But you see what I'm saying? It's mainly dog shit. It's almost exclusively dog shit. And every single one of these movies has such a low budget that no matter how bad it is, it's going to make its money back. Well, actually, Imaginary has a higher budget than almost all of their films combined. Their VFX team went crazy on those awful monster designs, I guess. But it's usually like $1 to $2 million, $2 to $3 million. Jesus Christ. How did Night Swim have a budget of 15 mil? No, what? That movie was shot in 2 locations. That's it. That's gotta be some kind of tax fraud write-off type deal. That is not a $15 million budget movie. They didn't even use VFX, really. I don't know where that money could have even gone. Maybe they're counting in marketing budget, because it wasn't, like, highly marketed. But, I mean, look at the box office. These all make a killing, even though they're legitimately terrible. So no matter what, these movies turn a profit. Five Nights at Freddy's also turned an astronomical profit. 20 million budget, 300 mil box office. Exorcist Believer, though, even though it's trash, still 137 million. Though that's nothing because they had to pay 400 million just for the rights to The Exorcist, so they're still super in the red on that. Insidious, more dog shit, another super success. Halloween Ends, turbo dog shit, super success. I don't know why more people don't. I've said this a million times. I don't know why more studios don't do what Blumhouse does. Just make cheap horror movies and pump them out. They will always, always, always turn a profit. Always. Without fail. How do they make money? I don't know, man. Just something to see for people. And they churn out so many of them a year. Go up to their early movies, they're capable of quality. They're capable of quality, absolutely. They fund some really good stuff. Like Invisible Man, I thought was a banger. Megan, I also liked. Like, even in recent times. It's not like they can't make good movies, it's just that they normally don't, because they don't need to. So they don't bother funding something that's going to be expensive and somewhat of a gamble. Jesus Christ, even Truth or Dare. Even Truth or Dare. The $3 million budget, $95 million box office. Oh my god, even Truth or Dare. That's crazy. See, like, they don't miss. They can't miss. These things are so fucking cheap, and yet they always can turn such a huge profit for no reason. Well, what's cheap for a studio is not cheap for a person. What was Madam Web's budget? Oh, Madam Web's budget was actually super, super high. You can't compare those at all. That's a fucking Sony superhero film. Tell you, it was a lot more than 3 mil. Oh my god, even Unfriended. Unfriended. $1 million budget, $16 million box office. This would be a box office disaster for every other studio in the world except Blumhouse. This is a 16x return on investment. I don't know why more studios don't do it. I'll never understand why more studios don't do it. It doesn't include marketing. The beauty is they don't need to market it, so they barely do. Like, there's very few movies from Blumhouse I see advertisements for outside of the YouTube trailer dropping. Sometimes they'll play before a couple films I see. Occasionally, it's not often. But they don't really run a lot of spots. I also see it occasionally on Twitch ads. But even that's kind of rare. I mainly saw it for like some of their heavy hitters like Black Phone. Blumhouse also did Whiplash. Oh yeah, they did do Whiplash, didn't they? What was that, like 2016? Oh, they also did the Martyrs remake. I didn't see the remake. The original is one of the more disturbing films I've seen. It's a movie I still actively think about, too. That made a lasting impression. Oh my god, Ouija Origin of Evil. Fuck, this movie was terrible. $81 million box office. They can't not make oodles of cash. Yeah, they had Get Out. What year was Whiplash? It was 2014. What in tarnation? Movie was great too. What do you think about the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot? It'll probably be terrible. Maybe Minecraft Deathman. What do you think she saw in Martyrs? I don't know, I kind of flip-flop on it. When I first finished watching it, the main thing I thought she saw was something that made her so excited that she wanted to go see it immediately, which is why she did what she did. But the more I think about it, I don't think that's the message it would have got across. I think it was something that took out, like, legitimately took away all of her reason for existence. Blumhouse also made a game division last year. I've seen 0 of those movies, Brendan. Yep, we already talked about the Winnie the Pooh horror movie universe. We were just talking about it. I think that's what even led us to the entire talk we just had on Blumhouse. I already forgot how we got there. No, I still haven't seen Sinister. That's one of those movies I want to watch. I've heard nothing but good things about Sinister, but I've never seen it. Apparently the sequel's terrible, but I've never seen the first one, and then everyone praises it. So I want to watch it, but I just never have. Sinister's really good. I know, man. Everyone says that. I'm gonna watch it at some point. Sinister was creepy as fuck. I just can't imagine this movie, like, actually being scary. There's only, like, 2 movies I've ever seen that I would actually consider, like, unnerving to me, to the point where, like, I was like, damn, that was a pretty startling experience. Hereditary, which I think is the best modern horror movie up until the last 10 minutes where it just becomes generic horror schlock, and Martyrs, which I just mentioned. I don't even know if I can type this in on YouTube and have it be terms of service compliant. Let me see what comes up if I just type in Martyrs. Yeah, I can do it. Should be fine. This movie, I legitimately think is one of the most disturbing films ever made. Elvis the Alien made the video on it, and he covers it. And he doesn't even quite capture everything about it that makes it so powerful. Well, thanks for that, Mason. I'll definitely watch that. It's a French film, right? Yeah, so it's part of a genre called extreme new age French, or extreme, fuck, what the, it's been a while since I've gone over Martyrs, but it's like extreme French something is the category, and it is haunting. Like, it's not a movie that's just shock for the sake of shock like some of that dog shit like Serbian film. This is a movie that has such a deeply profound story with incredible acting and like a really thought-provoking message to it. Like I mentioned, it's a movie that I still actively think about from time to time. It was a lot. Like, at first I didn't quite grasp it, I guess, fully when I watched it, but the more that I like sat on it, the more I was like, damn, wait a minute. It's so hard to watch. It is legitimately hard to watch, yeah. Martyrs is the best movie that I don't recommend to people. Yeah, I could never in good faith recommend this to anybody, because it is a lot. But it's not just like shock for the sake of shock, which is what I thought it was going to be going into it. And no, I have not played those games. Is it scary? Like, horrific. There's no jump scares, or, well, actually there's like 2 jump scares, but it's not that kind of horror. It's like a very psychological, very hard to look at kind of horror. It's disturbing, and it's known mainly for its gore, but the gore isn't like what really will unnerve you. It's the characters and the story, in my opinion, that really get unnerving, like the meaning behind it all. I think it's a tier 1 Astro, but it is extraordinarily gory. It's by far the most disgusting movie I've seen. I'll give you the concept. I don't want to spoil. Well, actually, I don't know if I can give you the concept without spoiling it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. If anyone does want to watch it, I'm not going to spoil that, because it's a really interesting concept. Thanks to give Sebastro. It was weak sauce, to be honest. Now, imaginary is scary. True, this has got nothing on imaginary. You're so fucking right. Yeah. Have you seen The Autopsy of Jane Doe? Super creepy. I think I saw that one a while ago. Is that the one from 2016? 2017? Had a lot of hype online. Because there was one of those, like, Autopsy of Jane Doe, the possessing of Lily Manchester, the possession of Grim Cheeseburger. Like, I've seen all of those, and they sucked ass. So if it was during that wave, then yeah, I probably saw it and didn't like it. No, you'd like the Jane Doe one? Let me see. I'm pretty sure I've seen it. What was it? The Autopsy of Jane Doe? Yep, it's the 2016 movie. I saw this. I did not like it. I did not think it was very good. This was during that exact wave I was talking about, like the taking of Deborah Logan, the haunting of Sally Bacon Ranch. Like, It was like all of these movies were pretty much the fucking same thing. A movie called The Descent was good. I've heard of that one. I haven't seen that. I've heard that one's good. Another like classic that I haven't seen outside of Sinister is It Follows. I never saw that one. So that's another one I gotta watch at some point. I'm very familiar with Karjitsu. We've covered Karjitsu before. And no, I only got the gist of it a la carte. I didn't get to see the whole thing. You heard of As Above, So Below? Yep, I know that one. And I haven't seen The House That Jack Built, Dank. That's what Gino was mentioning earlier. Do you like the Scream franchise? Actually, yes. I do. I do enjoy those movies. And yeah, we already went over the Pooniverse. We were just talking about that a little bit ago. Barbarian was pretty good. I like Barbarian. Thanks for Resub Snowman. I did not like Midsummer. Really wasn't into it. I thought it was significantly worse than Hereditary. Thought it was a big step back. What's your favorite of Jordan Peele's movies? Oh, Get Out, for sure. Have you ever done a horror movie tier list? It might be a fun stream idea. That is a pretty good stream idea, actually. I'm going to write that down. That's not a bad idea at all. It'd be kind of nice, because I saw every single horror movie that ever hit streaming services from I think it was like from 2015 to 2017. So like anything that was released during that period, I saw every single horror movie. So I've got a catalog of some of the dumbest shit none of you have ever heard of. So that's a pretty good idea. Maybe I will do that. Have you watched X? Kid Cudi's in that movie? I don't know. That sounds familiar, though. Is that the one that came out a couple years ago? The newer one? Talk to Me was good. I liked Talk to Me. I hated Lake Mungo. I heard incredible things about Lake Mungo. I think it was Chris Stuckman, right? That was hyping up Lake Mungo. I thought this movie was terrible. Terrible. It's one of those movies where, like, the horror is all just... You're convincing yourself that it should be scary, so you get scared. I don't know. I hated Lake Mungo. And I did see that, Madison. I just haven't seen anything else from it. I don't think it's out yet. Is it Prime Nuts? Haven't finished it random, but I do know it. I started it. I'll take. Ah, brother. Lake Mungo was just so... Not only did I find the reveal to be extraordinarily obvious and extremely underwhelming, but the entire build-up wasn't even interesting to me. I just found the whole thing to be so lackluster. I guess maybe I went in with too high expectations with how much hype was around it, but I thought it sucked. I thought it was terrible. Oh my god. And I built it up to Tiana at the time. I was like, this is going to be one of the scariest horror movies we're ever going to watch, apparently. This is going to be one of the biggest ones ever. Sat down and watched it. We're fucking snoozing halfway through, basically. What do you mean, Void? And yeah, I'd be open to it, Chaos. And yeah, I'd like to at some point, Jimbo. It's more of subtle horror, and I think that's why it's beloved. Yeah, but it's subtle is a very generous term for it. It's more like the absence of horror. Do you think they will keep up with the alien xenomorph design for the new movie, or will they change the design to look modern? I think they'll keep it. That's my prediction. I think they'll keep it. Martyrs is torture porn? It's not, though. That is kind of what it became known for like all the gore and stuff, but it is a movie that has an incredibly unnerving and deep message and concept. It's so much more than that. If it was just torture porn, it'd just be another throwaway piece of shit schlock film, but it's not. Then it'd be something like Hostel. Oh, everyone knows Rubber. I watched Rubber in college. I'm very familiar with that movie. Teeth. Teeth was another one of those movies that had such a mystique built up around it. I remember it was during the 360 era when people were still watching like movies and shit from the Xbox dashboard. So you'd see, well, at least I'd see a couple of my friends watching Teeth, and then they'd hype it up like, man, that was so fucking disturbing. That shit was crazy. You're not ready for Teeth. You can't handle it. And then, like, I never bothered watching it, but then a couple years later, I was like, oh, I remember Teeth. People used to watch that on Xbox dashboard and said it was, like, crazy. I'll have to check it out. And it was so fucking silly. Like, it seemed like it was self-aware in its silliness. And then there's, like, the gynecologist who's like, Vagina denta! Vagina denta! It was a very cool movie. And then it set itself up for, like, a sequel I don't think ever came, where she was going to be some kind of vigilante superhero biting wieners off with her vagina teeth. Missed opportunity. It's not too late. They can bring the vagina teeth girl into the Pooniverse. She can fight Winnie the Pooh and Piglet by biting their cocks off. It can still come around. This is a super weird segue, but when I was taking a shit, I was closing some old tabs, and sometimes what I do is I write down things that I don't want to forget. And this is an older note, but I recognized I never talked about it. I went to a strip club like a little while back, and there was a stripper there who, like, during her performance, like, stopped everything, like, stopped all movement around her, like the other dancers, and grabbed one of the dollar bills And I was like, oh, she's about to do like some kind of cool magic trick. And then she got to the middle of the floor, put her legs over her head, put the dollar bill on her vagina, and shot it out like a rail gun with an air blast. She was like air bending it with, with her pussy. So I wrote down in my tabs, stripper dollar air blast, to remind myself of that, because I wanted to talk about it, because I was so fucking impressed with it. I was like, Jesus, the distance on that. And then she went for like round 2 on it, and I was like, fuck, Jesus, she's got a cannon. And Vagina Denta just reminded me of it. Did you tip her? Yeah, Caleb and I were just fucking like throwing ones at her. Do it again! Do it again! That's my favorite trick! Whoa! How far did it go? Through the ceiling. I thought she was gonna fucking blast a hole through it. Like, you know how... You remember like in Tom and Jerry when they're spitting watermelon seeds like a minigun? That's what she was doing with dollar bills in her pussy. Well, with a dollar bill, I guess. It wasn't multiple. Though I guess if she had like started stuffing them, she may have been able to. I think I can do the same thing with my butthole. Not without shitting. I don't think so. It takes so much force and strain, you'd absolutely just poop. That's talent, brother.